All right, welcome everyone to another deep dive. This time, we're getting strategic with it, putting on our marketing hats and taking a look at Instapage.
Instatage, okay.
Yeah, it's a landing page platform.
Right, right. Landing page is very important.
Oh, absolutely. And for this one, we're doing something kind of fun. We're going to be going through Instapage's own marketing materials.
Oh, so we're seeing how they're selling themselves. It's like
Exactly.
like peeking behind the curtain.
I like that. Yeah, so if you are maybe trying to learn a little bit more about landing pages yourself, or you just want to kind of get a feel for how companies use marketing to sell their product, this is the deep dive for you.
That's a great point because we get to see the tactics and strategies they're using.
Yeah, and right away, right out of the gate,
Yeah.
Instapage makes a pretty bold claim,
Okay, lay it on me.
Landing pages without limits, that's what they say.
Without limits. Wow.
Yeah, so they're promising to help businesses turn more ad clicks into customers, which I feel like is the dream.
That's the goal, right? Turn those clicks into actual paying customers.
Exactly, and they're even talking about, very trendy these days, this new AI content generator.
Oh, yeah, everyone's jumping on the AI bandwagon.
But it makes you wonder, what does this AI actually do?
Well, and that's what we're going to find out, right? Because a lot of platforms are out there. So Instapage really seems to be focusing on this ease of use and AI as their selling points. But from a marketing perspective, we want to see how those translate into real benefits, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you're in marketing, landing pages are crucial.
They're absolutely essential. It's that bridge between your ad and getting the customer to actually take an action.
So how does Instapage claim to make this whole process, easier or better? We've got six key features they highlight.
6. Okay, let's hear them.
Yeah, so first up, and I mean, given the name, this makes sense, is landing pages.
Makes sense.
Then they talk about personalization, experimentation, something called ad map, which we'll get to.
Intriguing.
Yeah, and then collaboration features, and finally, page speed, which is always important.
Lots to cover there. And it's interesting because each of those features really speaks to a specific need or challenge that marketers face.
Oh, absolutely. Like take personalization, for example.
Yeah, personalization, because everyone's seen those generic landing pages.
Ugh, so boring.
Right, they don't really connect with you. So Instapage is selling the power of really targeting your message.
So it's like you're speaking directly to that person who clicked on the ad.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Making them feel seen and understood. That can make a huge difference.
absolutely. And then there's that whole experimentation aspect.
Oh, yeah. Testing, tweaking, optimizing.
All about A/B testing, analytics, reporting, all that fun data stuff.
Data-driven decisions, that's music to a marketer's ears, especially, for our listeners who love to dig into the numbers.
Learners out there for sure.
Exactly. And A/B testing is really about taking the guesswork out of it. You're comparing different versions of your landing page to see which one performs best.
So you're not just throwing things at the wall and hoping something sticks.
Oh, not at all. It's all about making those data-informed decisions. And it seems like Instapage is really making data analysis a core part of their platform.
Yeah, and they seem to be banking on that being a big selling point.
Definitely.
Out of all of these features, though, the one that kind of caught my eye the most was this thing called Ad Map.
Ad map. Okay. I'm curious.
Apparently, it lets you actually, visualize the customer journey. You can see how people are interacting with your ads and your pages.
Oh, wow. So you can actually see the path they're taking.
Yeah, and that sounds so useful.
Incredibly useful because you can see where people are dropping off or getting lost. Then you can optimize those areas.
Right, you can tweak your ads or your landing pages to make them more effective.
Exactly. You're basically getting a roadmap of the customer's experience.
All right, so we've talked about the features, but what about some good old-fashioned social proof?
Ah, yes. Testimonials, reviews, awards. Everyone loves a little validation.
Exactly, and Instapage has a whole section dedicated to that. They're boasting about their G2 Summer Awards.
Okay. G2 Summer Awards. Tell me more.
They're claiming to be the leader in a bunch of different categories, which is always impressive.
Oh, those awards are pretty significant. G2 is a well-known platform for business software reviews. It adds legitimacy when a company can point to those awards.
Right, it's like third-party validation that they're not just making this stuff up.
Exactly. Because potential customers are going to be looking for that reassurance.
And it's not just about awards. They also include, a bunch of little customer quotes.
Testimonials, yeah. Those can be really powerful because they come from people who have actually used the product.
Yeah, and we know people love to hear from other people who are like them.
Absolutely. It's like, hey, if it worked for them, maybe it can work for me too.
So let's dive into a few of these testimonials, see what people are saying.
I'm all ears. Let's see what kind of success stories they're highlighting.
Okay, so there's this one quote that really stood out to me. It's from a head of marketing, and they're saying that Instapage made it possible for us to exponentially grow our advertising programs and convert more customers. Which is like, wow, that's a pretty bold statement.
Yeah, and I think the key word there is exponentially. They're not just talking about a little improvement, it's about significant growth.
Right, like off the charts results.
Exactly. And that kind of language is very deliberate. It appeals to marketers who are looking for those big wins.
You're right. It's all about those measurable results. All right, another testimonial that caught my eye was from a business analyst. And, they were talking about their struggle with managing multiple collaborators, campaigns, clients, and deadlines all at once.
Oof, sounds like a lot to juggle.
Right. And they said that Instapage helped them streamline their design and review processes, which I'm sure resonates with a lot of people out there.
Oh, absolutely. Especially if you're working on those complex projects with lots of moving parts, lots of people involved.
Yeah, I can definitely see how that would be a huge pain point for a lot of businesses.
And I think what makes this testimonial effective is that it highlights a specific problem. The challenge of collaboration and managing all those deadlines. It feels very relatable.
Yeah, it's like they're speaking directly to the struggles that people face on a daily basis.
Exactly. It adds credibility to the testimonial. Like, okay, these guys get it. They understand our problems.
Okay, so Instapage has laid out their pitch. They're all about ease of use, AI-powered features, and data-driven decisions. But they're not just leaving you hanging with all that information. Their call to action is to schedule a demo.
A demo. Interesting. So not just a free trial.
No, which I thought was kind of interesting. They do mention other resources, though, like their blog and a little section that kind of explains what a landing page is.
Probably for those who are brand new to the concept.
Right, just to get some basic information.
But yeah, that demo approach suggests they might be targeting a more specific type of customer, perhaps.
Oh, like who are they going for?
Maybe larger businesses. Or clients who are already pretty familiar with landing pages and are serious about investing in a solution.
So they're not messing around. They're looking for the big fish.
Exactly. And a demo allows for that more personalized, high-touch sales process, which can be really effective for those bigger clients.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's like we're confident enough in our product that we want to show you how it works.
And answer any questions you might have, address those specific needs.
So we've done a deep dive into Instapage's world, seeing how they're presenting themselves to potential customers.
We've seen the features, the benefits, the social proof. It's a pretty comprehensive picture.
But now it's time to ask the tough questions. Is this just clever marketing? Or are they really onto something?
That's the million-dollar question, right? And, it's important to remember we're looking at this through the lens of their marketing materials.
Of course, they're putting their best foot forward.
Exactly. But there are a few things that stood out to me that suggest they might be more than just hype, more than just a flashy sales pitch.
Oh, I'm intrigued. What caught your eye?
Well, their emphasis on AI isn't just about following the trend.
Okay, so it's not just a buzzword for them.
No, if you look at what their AI actually does, it goes beyond just generating content. They're using AI to personalize those landing pages, to analyze data, even predict which designs are likely to convert.
Oh, wow. So they're really using it to its full potential.
Right. That's a level of sophistication that we don't see in every platform out there.
So they're not just slapping the AI label on everything. They're actually putting it to work.
Exactly. And it seems to be integrated throughout their whole platform, which is impressive.
All right, so AI is one point. What else stood out?
Their focus on data-driven decision-making is another big one. Features like A/B testing, analytics, reporting, these are becoming essential for marketers.
Oh, absolutely. The days of just going with your gut feeling are long gone.
It's all about the data now. And Instapage seems to really understand that. They're making those features front and center.
So they're not just giving you the tools, they're encouraging you to use data to optimize your campaigns.
Exactly. And that's a smart move because it shows they're not just trying to sell a product, they're trying to help you succeed.
So they're positioning themselves as more of a partner than just a vendor.
Right. They want to be your go-to solution for landing page optimization. And based on what we've seen, they might just be that.
Yeah, it's like you need that data to back up your decisions these days.
Absolutely. You can't just rely on intuition anymore. You need that solid evidence.
So we've talked a lot about Instapage's features and their benefits. And it seems like they're really tapping into some key trends in marketing. AI, personalization, all that data-driven stuff.
Oh, yeah. They're definitely on the pulse of what's happening in the industry.
But is that enough to really make them stand out from all the other landing page platforms out there?
Well, that's the big question, isn't it? There are a lot of options available to marketers these days.
It's a crowded market for sure.
It is. And I think what's interesting about Instapage is that they're not just offering a bunch of features, they're really trying to create this like comprehensive solution for landing page optimization.
Okay, so when you say comprehensive, what do you mean exactly?
Well, they're combining those powerful tools with an interface that seems pretty user-friendly. They're incorporating AI in a way that actually seems meaningful, and they're encouraging that data-driven approach. It's not just about building a landing page, it's about optimizing it to get the best results.
So it's like they're taking care of the whole process from start to finish.
Yeah, they're trying to be your one-stop shop for everything landing page related.
All right, so it sounds like they've got a lot going for them on paper.
They do. But as we always say, there's a difference between marketing and reality.
Right, the proof is in the pudding.
Exactly. So, if someone is out there thinking about using Instapage based on what we've discussed today, what advice would you give them?
Good question. What would you say?
Well, first of all, I'd say don't take everything you see in those marketing materials at face value.
Don't believe the hype.
Exactly. Always a good idea to do your own research. Read some independent reviews, look for some case studies, compare Instapage to other platforms and see how it stacks up.
So do your due diligence, basically.
Yeah, and if you're really serious about using Instapage, I'd recommend taking advantage of that demo they're offering.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Get a feel for the platform yourself.
Exactly. It's a chance to ask questions and really see if it's a good fit.
But even if you love the demo, don't rush into anything.
Take your time, weigh the pros and cons, think about your budget and whether it aligns with your overall marketing strategy.
So, yeah, be an informed consumer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And remember, the world of marketing technology is constantly changing.
Oh, tell me about it.
What's cutting edge today might be outdated tomorrow. So you got to stay curious, keep learning, and never stop experimenting.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Now, we've spent a lot of time talking about Instapage and their specific features, but I think it's important to step back and look at the bigger picture here.
Yeah, let's zoom out a bit.
What does all of this mean for the future of landing pages and digital marketing as a whole?
Ooh, that's a great question. That's what we're all here for.
Well, what we're seeing with Instapage, this emphasis on AI, personalization, all that data-driven stuff, it's not just about one company.
Yeah.
It's part of a much larger trend that's happening across the marketing industry.
So it's like the whole industry is shifting in this direction.
Exactly. And it's raising some pretty interesting questions. Will AI eventually take over a lot of the tasks that marketers currently do? Will personalization become so good that it feels creepy rather than helpful?
Oh, those are some good ones.
And how do we make sure all this data is being used ethically and responsibly? There are a lot of important things to consider.
It's not all sunshine and roses. There are definitely some challenges ahead.
There are. But it's also an exciting time to be involved in marketing.
I agree. It's a constantly evolving field.
It is. So we need to stay informed and adapt to all these changes and figure out how to use these new tools in a way that benefits businesses and consumers.
Yeah, find that balance.
Exactly. All right. Well, we've explored Instapage, we've analyzed their marketing approach, and we've even pondered the future of the industry.
It's been quite a deep dive.
It has. And I hope it's given our listeners some food for thought.
For sure. So what's a one key takeaway you'd want our listeners to walk away with today?
I'd say the biggest thing is this. Marketing is changing rapidly, and technology is driving a lot of that change. Tools like Instapage are just one example of how things are evolving. It's up to all of us as marketers to embrace those changes. Stay informed, keep learning, and use these tools in a way that's both effective and ethical.
Well said. Couldn't agree more.
Phew.
So that brings us to the end of our deep dive today.
Thanks for joining us.
To our listeners, if this has sparked your interest in landing pages or maybe marketing technology as a whole, don't stop here. Keep exploring. Keep learning. Who knows, maybe you'll be the one creating the next big marketing tool.
That's a great point. And if you do, be sure to let us know.
We're always looking for new and interesting things to deep dive into.
Absolutely. So until next time, keep exploring.
See you then.